of our roadways to be able to repave our roads. It's the number one issue that I hear about, closely followed by congestion. And that's a result of the successful growth not only of our city but the entire region here. Now, as everyone knows, and you have heard me talk about, something that I'll probably not get over in the short time is the fact that our community, our county, voted overwhelmingly for the All for Transportation funding, the sales tax that would contribute to the paving of our streets. Before that was thrown out by a judge, we raised $500 million for the repaving of our streets in the city of Tampa and in Hillsborough County, Temple Terrace, and Plant City. That money was taken away. The majority of it went to attorneys. Some of it came back to Hillsborough County. The city of Tampa got right around $20 million. One of the ways that we are approaching, because just because we lose one avenue doesn't mean we stop. And we are looking at other ways that we're able to not only maintain the condition of our streets, but improve the condition of a number of streets throughout our community. One of those ways has been to hire additional city employees. I know sometimes people frown upon increasing the number of employees we have in the city, but in this instance and others that I can also talk about, we are able to bring on full-time employees, purchase the paving equipment for 2 full-time teams that have allowed us to increase 25 to 50% as soon as this second team gets up and running, 50% increase in the number of roadways that we are able to pave in the city. What does that do? It reduces the cost of hiring a contractor by close to half, and it also cuts the time to get these jobs done in half as well. So we are making progress in repaving the roadways. We also went through 2 hurricanes, Helene and Milton, where we had close to 400 what we call cave-ins with our wastewater in the streets throughout Tampa. So our teams are diligently working on that as well and ensuring that we are fixing all of those. And they have reduced that number by about 75% and still working diligently to address those. But we are, again, paving as quickly as we can. There are a number of roads in the city of Tampa that belong to the state. There's also a number of roads in the city that belong to the county as well. A good example is Bay to Bay out here. And we worked with the county to get that roadway repaved. The county is repaving Columbus Boulevard now. That's already started from the west, and they're working their way to the east on that. We are getting ready to repave Bayshore Boulevard, also belongs to the county, but we're going to repave, I believe it's our portion that is Gandy to Inner Bay. North Rome is going to be repaved, West Tyson, East Limeball, and a number of other ones throughout our city. We have all of the streets in the city are actually graded, and we try to repave those based upon worst going up to those that clearly are in better condition. What happens with these roadways is that once they need to be repaved, if they continue to degrade, we can't just repave them. We have to pull them up and start over again. We know this is an issue in our community. It's an issue for myself. It's an issue for all city employees that drive through our city, on our city streets each and every day, and we are addressing it as quickly as we can. Now I'm going to bring up our Director of Transportation, Acting Director of Transportation, Brandon Campbell.
Well, good morning, everyone. We're here today to give an update on the progress of our paving efforts, especially as we have added our second paving crew over the last couple of fiscal years. We wanted also to celebrate the work that they're doing by highlighting work in progress behind us here in Virginia Park. The Mobility Department has so many important and exciting projects that we're accomplishing right now. And the foundation for most all of those projects is paving. Paving often creates a canvas for us to reimagine the road and to put bike lanes at low cost, to do things to improve the road at a marginal cost, in addition to the striping that we will already be doing in conjunction with a repaving project. We know that repaving is among the top concerns of all of our citizens, and our staff included. As the mayor mentioned, we drive on these roads too. We experience them firsthand. We want to see them improved as we go along as well. You know, as you go out and you see the repaving taking place, you'll smell that fresh asphalt smell while you're out there. We like to call that the smell of progress. We've been extremely focused on paving since adding that second paver and the second crew that was enabled by a council action that took place at the beginning of last fiscal year and that has continued to this point. We're very thankful to council for giving those resources to us to put to best use. So far, through April, we've paved nearly 30 lane miles of roadway, which is a 25% increase over the same period last year. And that second paving crew allows us to double our capacity and often to complete projects at a savings of 50% over contractors. There's still plenty of work to do to spread around to our contractor partners, and depending on which segments we're paving, we'll make a value-based decision on whether to do that in-house or to have contractors perform that work. We've seen major improvements in neighborhoods like South Tampa, Oak Park, South Howard, South Armenia, Sulphur Springs, Palmacia Pines, West Tampa, and others. And we have several coming up as well. Upcoming in-house paving projects include Woodlawn Avenue, Gray Street, Port Tampa, Sunset Park, and others beyond, as well as contractor projects, which will include Bayshore. The mayor mentioned Gandy to Interbay will be a contractor-led resurfacing effort. North Rome Avenue, West Tyson Avenue, East Linebaugh Avenue, and a few different segments as well that are funded by the return of those surtax projects to us to complete. So sometimes people ask us, how do we decide where to pave, where to deploy our resources? That starts with pavement conditions. So it's a data-driven decision process that includes fundamentally the condition of the existing roadway, but then layered on top of that, we want to make sure that our paving crews are getting all across the city as well. We don't want to concentrate in any one particular district or one particular area because we have taxpayers all over the city that have similar needs. So with that, I think we're going to open it up to questions. Right now it's at 26, to be more precise.
2,800 lane miles in the city of Tampa.
Correct.
So right now the city spends, and I think they told me differently last week, but it's my understanding the city spends about $11 million a year on repaving. The budget is $4 million. The city council increased that by $7 million. I think we're talking about once every 35 or 40 years to repave streets, aren't we?
So initially when we first started this planning process under the MOVES mobility plan, we were at about a 75-year turnaround cycle on paving. We're working to reduce that. Like we said, we've doubled our paving capacity. We still have some work to do, and we know that. But the industry standard is 20 to 25 years. That's our target.
So are you using money for repaving put in bike lanes?
So bike lanes tend to be a marginal addition to the underlying resurfacing projects that we're already accomplishing.
Well, the mayor talked about, and maybe you can address this, because, you know, the number one complaint is, you know, quality of streets and congestion, and yet we're chipping off some of the street lanes, the traffic lanes, in order to accommodate bike lanes. And so I guess my question is, and not putting bike lanes one less utilized streets?
I will say that often when we add bike lanes, it's not a subtraction of vehicle lanes. There are many instances where we are able to narrow lanes, which has the ancillary benefit of slowing vehicle speeds as well, making that safer for those bike lanes. There are other instances where there's more capacity than needed on any particular roadway segment for vehicles. And in those instances, we may want to add parking at a bike lane and remove a bike lane, or excuse me, remove a vehicle lane. Those are studied considerations before we do that.
Armenia going to Swan. I mean, I've seen people road rage there because it was two and now it's down to one, and you can't turn left or right when you're stuck in traffic there.
So if there are any particular concerns with projects we've done or with projects that we should consider, we're happy to have that conversation. Sure. Yeah.
I also want to address the concern about a reduction in lanes. The data indicates that if you go from a 4-lane roadway to a 3-lane roadway, 1 lane in each direction with a turn lane, that you have the same volume of traffic can move through. Anytime anyone makes a left-hand turn, you've in essence shut that lane down. And the intersections are what cause the congestion, not the actual roadways. So, and by putting in bike lanes, not everyone in our community is a cyclist, but we get to live in paradise where we can use bicycles as a mode of transportation 365 days a year. So these bike lanes, while some people complain that they aren't utilized to their capacity right now, they are gaining popularity. We can't ask people to come out and utilize a bike lane when they don't feel safe. One of the reasons we're an active participant in Vision Zero is so that our streets can become safer, where drivers have slowed down and individuals can safely use those roadways by different modes of transportation than just vehicles.
So how much would you like to see per year spent on repaving? I mean,
Well, you can pick a number, we can pick a number what was going to be provided through the All for Transportation penny sales tax. We would have more money than we had projects right now. There's a capacity issue too. Everybody's trying to get the time of the same contractors, which are finite in our area. But we've seen other locations, not to say that I'm jealous, but other locations throughout the state that have successfully utilized that penny sales tax, and they have projects that they are just waiting to continue to fruition. And I wish we had that problem here in Tampa. We don't, because we lost that $500 million, but that hasn't slowed us down. Not only are we using innovative approaches like having our own teams that can do the projects in half the time at half the cost, but we're also looking at federal program Build America, so we can bring in that funding that will allow us to address the needs much more quickly.
will you spend that $20 million that's being refunded as part of?
Yes, that is factored into the roadways here that you just heard of.
So that will go into street repaving?
Yes, definitely. All right. Thank you, guys. You're the only one that's not a cyclist.
Oh, am I?